team fight and catch. The last game they only had like one disable from the Rubik Lift. This game right now they have the Clockwork, they have Elder Titan, they have the SD Disrupt, they have a lot of disables. So they are clearly changing up a lot of things and going for a very late game carry. Because SD Elder Titan is usually paired with a Morphling TB kind of hero.
Reserve time.
Or Alchemist, but Alchemist is already taken out. So I expect one of those three heroes to be picked here for MP.
But isn't that very obvious for Virtus Pro? Like, they know exactly what MP is going to do. I mean, you know it, like, I would imagine Virtus Pro knows it as well.
Sure.
And they are, Virtus Pro's the early game team. They're going to crush you.
Yeah, I mean, that's a sign
20
of
to 30 minutes.
It's a sign of a good team. They don't really care about what your enemy is doing. You're just really, really focused on what you want to do and as a team, what you're good at.
And is that an attitude that you like, you admire? You like?
That's how Alliance won TI3.
Yeah.
They don't really care about what the enemy is doing. They're just really, really focused on what they want to do and how they're going to play Dota.
But you have to be able to stop NP or Virtus Pro in this case and what they are doing as well. I mean, you can't just, you know, hope that you make it to late
Think about
game.
it this way: if you're picking in five heroes that are to support what you're doing and nothing to really counter what they're doing, then those five might be able to carry your strat off better than if you'd kind of half-assed it and then picked a couple of guys to
that's
counter
like
them.
how EG does it. EG is really focused on counter picking the enemy or anti-strat the enemy.
There you go. You can say
Don't use my lingo.
Like if you have 5 heroes all on the same page doing the same thing,
Yeah.
as opposed to 3 heroes and then 2 to counter them, then is your strat going to be as strong? How much? I guess you have to balance between.
Yeah, it depends on the team, like how you function. MP actually went for the Sven. It's not a hero that is really good with the disruption illusions, but it is a very heavy carry hero because that's what you build into the SD Clock and Elder Titan. These three heroes, they take literally no farm at all from the map. So Aoi, here you go. The whole map is yours. You're gonna farm the map. And I like the last ban from VP as well. They have all really good setup for the Sunstrike. It's gonna allow MP to win their lanes, so good ban for them.
So just trying to get Aoi
see
big.
DK. I really think they were going to take.
They need a hero that doesn't take too much space for MP. So because Sven takes up a lot from the map.
Yeah.
They need an NV hero. I do like Sven pick up. Sure, it's a late game core, but at the same time, he is not afraid to fight early on as well.
Yeah, but you need to hit like a timing.
Ooh, Queen of Pain.
Yeah, like an early fighting hero. Like Queen of Pain is something MP picked a few times recently.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the hero, so.
At the moment, I mean, she's been great in the past, but
but it fits the bill. Like they need a hero that doesn't take up too much space and a hero that helps do damage with the Clockwork hookshot or the other Titan stun. So if you get a huge stun or a hookshot, there's a lot of follow-up damage.
Whenever I see Sven, I always just wonder, like, he can never sleep on his side, can he? Like, he's forced to sleep on his back.
He doesn't sleep, dude. Sleep is for the weak. He's a warrior.
I don't know. It must be so horrible. He's just sitting there locked.
He sleeps on the beach.
Up. And he digs a little hole.
Yeah, and he
with a
puts
little
his head
bucket
in
and
there.
spade. That's
But then he's got sand in his armor. It happens.
Yeah. And King's just hanging out there, just bothering him.
This is once again a very solid draft from
Winter
MP.
just ignores us completely at the top. Yeah, and let's go back to the chart. Yeah.
He's like, oh, these dumb British men. Let me tell you about Dota. Carry on, please. No, ignore us.
Okay, what's no one gonna play Winter?
You're
going to make him play that game?
I'm gonna make him play that game. He's the best at that game.
It's not like there's not one clear good pick here.
Should I do the question time music?
I mean, they can pick for the lane like a TA to win the matchup, but TA is not that great against their heroes. I wouldn't say there's a hero that pops out to my mind right now. Oh, that hero is great for that situation right now.
Which hero does good against Queen of Pain?
Like I mentioned, like TA would be really good.
Yeah.
Pug would win the lane too. Generally, no one is on like a carry type of hero.
Would
like
a Shadow Fiend again not be good?
Decent. He doesn't. I don't think he does that well against Sven because of the Warcry. Sven is pretty good against Shadowfiend. You BKB, you run in and you pop your Warcry. There's no way Shadowfiend can actually do much to you unless the Sven is behind and Shadowfiend is ahead.
Well, then you gotta really trust how your lanes is gonna. It's gotta be Temper Assassin as you mentioned.
It's just like for the matchup wise, but I don't think TA is that great in general against the whole lineup of MP.
So just what you think? That's a space filler? You know?
It's not a space filler. It's just how generally VP approaches their game. Like I mentioned, I always say VP is a team that puts a lot of focus on winning their lanes. They just pick heroes
they can play that they're comfortable with,
and they're gonna win the lane.
Yeah,
it's just for the matchup. It's not so much about what is the hero gonna do later against their heroes.
Beautiful stuff. All right, well, this is where we ask for our closing thoughts. Before we do introduce the casters, I just want to kind of generally get the consensus that we're not expecting to see much more from NP. You've seen their draft now, Shiva. You still expect, surely not the same.
No, I think this is. I think they because they swapped it up a lot, right? This is entirely different. to think they have a draft that they are. Instead, they're not revealing anything, and they feel extremely comfortable. And it's like, okay, you know what? We just pick this. Don't reveal anything. We just do well. Let's
I mean,
see.
they're the better team, so
They are the better team.
The better team, and it's the better team doing basic Dota as well. It seems to be the general consensus on this.
It's never
desk.
basic at this level. No, Alex. I don't know what you guys do in CS:GO.
I'm allowed to use.
Just basic,
I'm allowed to use Winter's words. When Winter
Okay.
says it, I'm allowed to steal it. All right. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and get off the screen so I can go ahead and blush. Let's introduce two people that always make me blush. It's of course Toby1 and Malini to cast through this one.
It's obviously the fantastic looks of Malini and the weird red-headed Australian. Just sets everyone.
You just made it awkward, Toby. Just thank him for the
Just thank
compliments. Yeah.
Thanks,
you.
machine. Thanks, machine.
Come on, Toby.
I'm glad you're here. All right, let's.
Oh, my alt key was stuck. I was just pinging on the map nonstop.
Yeah. Let's not do that and destroy all the observers' experience. Yeah. So NP versus VP. VP. Again, we have the same kind of similar thing. Really good laning phase coming out from them. The Templar Assassin being the one to cap off their lineup. Everything looks pretty stable again for VP.
I think the bigger problem is giving them Sand King and Ogre again. Those two are just really nasty in their hands because it's like they run around the map a lot, they control their lanes, and they like to stun so they can just constantly kill you over and over again. And like they're just very imposing, I think is the word I would use for VP.
But how do you really ban out these heroes against Virtus Pro? Like I was talking to Casper before these games actually started today, and he's just like, yeah, you know, VP's just going to keep doing exactly what they've done before because they know it works. And why are we going to fix what's not actually broken? So we just keep running the same kind of thing. They've got enough diversity where you've always got like these 3 alternate heroes. When something else gets banned out, they just cycle in a new strategy.
Deal with the Batrider, which they've been banning out instead.
Yep.
I would say. This game, they didn't ban out the SD and they tried to take it themselves. I think that Ogre is a much better first pick personally against VP, but then you'd give them SD Luna.
Yeah,
which...
that's what they're trying to avoid, right?
That
Like,
can be
it was just
manageable
SD
though,
Luna.
because if you give them that, then you can take the Sand King yourself, who is also really good versus the illusions. I think that's why VP took it in the second phase. They're like, oh, you're gonna ban Sniper? Sure, I'll take Sand King. You want to pick a Manta plus a illusion hero? Okay, I'll get Ags and own all of your illusions with Caustic. And then they were severely limited in their carry choice. They had to go with a Sven who doesn't even use illusions. So now the first pick's kind of wasted. They don't have them run to pair up with it. What exactly is the SD supposed to do this game?
The like right now it looks like 1437 is just tasked with saving any target which is initiated on to then try and counter initiate. That's all.
There's a lot of other heroes that can do that. They can offer you a way better toolkit. Let's say like Dazzle, I would say, would be one of the heroes that I would say fulfills a.
But they also
role.
at the first phase. Now top lane, the initiation happens, and because the Shadow Demon in the middle of all this, Savage does actually have that wonderful spirit out, a lot of damage into Ramsey. At the same time, the SD, he does eventually fall. He was the one that started everything on. There's a 1-for-1 trade-off, the Luna for the support SD, but first blood did go to the Ogre of all the heroes, and the TPs are coming back already.
Yeah. One of the benefits of the Shadow Demon, though, is making the illusions of the Luna, but they can expect the TA and the Sand King to do the majority of their damage, and Luna kind of just sit in the back and reinforce everyone else. It's also one of the benefits of being Luna. She can be a hard carrier, or she can just buff everyone out and stay alive.
Do you actually modify your build just because of that, knowing that you're going to get disrupted up? So like less stats or something along those lines? Because you still like want to look towards your Manta and such.
You can go HOD, I would say, and stack for the TA. I guess that's one alternative that isn't stats, that helps out your team a lot. But there's not that many other builds that don't involve some sort of move speed or stats.
Oh, Solo might be in a little bit of trouble. He's up a long way, and Savage does have the Spirit into Stomp combination, so they start with the Storm Bolt, into then the Stomp, and Solo body blocked up by AUI. Is there going to be enough damage with the catch? Are they going to disrupt him up? Savage taking way too much damage from Ramses. Ramses will drop down low. AUI cannot get in range in time. And now it's actually NP who are the ones on the retreat, even though Solo is 160 life, which is like like 5%, 10% of the Ogre Magi life, he's still up there hitting the Shadow Demon back.
Joke's on you, Toby. This is an ogre we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. But MP feel like they can kill him, judging by their maneuver.
I'm surprised our op just didn't, go somewhere else. He's like, oh, he's not gonna die. We don't even need to bother watching this.
Yeah, let's go down to the bot lane instead and watch like MSS versus Pasha.
Oh, they have a stomp onto Luna.
With the Storm Bolt follow-up.
Yeah,
That's it.
mega dead.
I actually like this catcher early on too. Coming out from the SD, they're actually amplifying up enough that they can get through heroes like Ogre. Obviously, we just had a whole bunch of denied. Both Lil and Solo denied themselves up. So right now, the neutrals are on the same score as MP.
It is important though for MP.
Oh, Courier Snipe
he
middle.
is going in.
Oh,
It's been 3 minutes.
it's Envy. It's Envy in a nutshell. And is he denying himself up to...
That is usually not the choice for people to deny because you give them a little bit of gold, but
He could've
149.
Maybe he could have walked for the Ancients.
Is that worth it though for him? He's giving away 150 gold. Let's say that would take him like.
He took the bottle off, right?
Yeah, he did off the chicken.
Top lane, initiation, going to go on AUI, they drag him back, but the stomp here again from Savage creates more space. They all look very tired and asleep, but Luna, the catcher, is on him, combining it with the Shadow Poison. Ramsey makes a break for the tree line, and he'll actually go down. Now it's Solo trying to help out. Eternal Envy's rotated up here too, so Virtus Pro, they're outnumbered. Lil needs to help out somehow with the Fade Bolt. It's just not doing enough work. They do kill this Ven, thanks to Lil, but now Envy is on the hunt. It's a double kill for the SD, but it's Lil trapped in the tree line. His TP's coming off cooldown now. There's no mana for a disruption, but he's not going to attempt the TP. Does as much damage as possible and then accepts his fate.
That's another benefit of Envy, though, dying right when he did. If he dies in neutral, that's be 6-7 more seconds, which I think he would have made the fight on time, and MSS gonna take a spill as every hero has just kind of went to a different lane at this point.
Yep. I'm wondering though if it's really worth it for Envy. Like his mid lane wasn't going well. He's 11 CS now. Didn't get any of the kills. They were just supports. But no one's sitting at 28 for 10 on that Templar assassin.
Yeah, it is risky for Queen, especially before like let's say 6-7. When I think she really gets strong, and Solo is kind of just making sure that she can't
come
really
back,
do anything. And on top of that, the mid tower's almost dead. It's at under 500 HP due to the constant beatdown from the Templar assassin.
Yeah, and TA's in a fantastic spot too. Like, yeah, you had the courier sniped out, so this didn't bring everything back. But now, we've actually got the courier back up. The bottle's on the way.
Middle is missing.
It looks like that's actually the full Ring of Aquila as well for TA. So while these items being missing is a bit of a pain in the butt, he can always just come back. There's 2 Observer Wards down on top of that tower as well.
And Lil, 1437, gonna maybe walk into on top. That was a close encounter, and looks like he will be able to stop the pool from happening.
Just messing around with the SD.
This is not usually how teams handle the spend too. Oftentimes they ditch AUI safe lane and let him farm with the HOD and stack Ancients and get huge. He takes him out at maybe 8 or 9 minutes, maybe even slightly earlier sometimes if he has free farm.
Yep.
And this game, he still doesn't even have treads. He is struggling, and he takes up a lot of space on the map, but only if he has HOD, because otherwise, who's going to be able to stack the Ancients? No one's even like
SD, Fire Strike, are they going to go straight through the tree lines? They want Vision first, so Lil will get the pickup, throw him down, they know that Stomp's on their way, and they'll create a little bit of space. MSS with a great rotation, hook shots in, Lil as well as Pasha, they split up, while Pasha, stunned up as the SK, goes down the Battery Assault. It will allow Lil to escape.
That was a little bit of poor communication by MP. I like how all their cores are TPing in, but they could have gotten a +1 there if Clockwork just stuck on the Rubik. And then because they could have realized that the Sven would have been able to kill the Sand King. But Sand King's one of those heroes that you kind of expect might always be able to survive. He actually does not have any points in a Sandstorm in this game, so it looked like it was an anti-Rubik thing last game, and maybe an anti-ranged skill build that he did. So I like that he's super flexible with the Sand King build, and he kind of just like has that threat in them. Like the supports have to constantly buy sentries and stuff because he did it last game.
And MSS, he's not going to be able to get close enough to actually hit onto Ramses. But again, VP have done the same kind of thing. Chip away at the tower and then just open it up for another maneuver. And MP have to commit multiple heroes to try and stop it. Again, Envy comes back to try and hold this mid tower, but that's a double damage rune on a Templar Assassin. Envy cannot fight that.
At least he has the Bassi for a little bit of armor, so he doesn't get destroyed. He's sitting at, what, 6 armor? It's decent at this point in time, but the problem is he is underfarmed and does not have any treads at the moment.
Underfarmed behind, like 2.3k to 4k net worth.
And nice deny coming out from Envy, even with the DD, and don't think he had refracting charges at that point, but Radiant has used scan.
Yeah, they scanned the mid lane, but it would have captured anyone that was sitting in the tree line behind the tier 1 tower. They had the Observer Ward down near the Ancient, so they kind of saw it anyway.
They were looking for the Invis Clock.
Ah.
And now, because it turned up positive or negative, I guess green is kind of deceptive. It turned up that there were no heroes there, so they assumed that he's on bottom.
Yep.
And they're making the correct play by playing very safe. No one in a little bit of trouble.
He's right underneath the Obs and the Sentry too, so there's not even a meld dodge available to him, but that hookshot needs to get there, and they can't get far enough over.
That's some really good game sense by no one right there. He knows that MSS would try and rotate back to the mid, but he would have to come from the bottom side. So to dodge the range of the super long range hookshot, he goes to the north side. Like VP are just on top of their game right now.
And they're having everything going their way. Like Ramses is about to take up a nice easy stack, which Solo's prepared for him too. That's after they bring down the tier 1 tower. The advantage of NP is their D push is still quite good. Like just Elder Titan himself already makes the pushing quite difficult. It's just too much of an easy setup for MSS. You get that sleep out with a stomp. MSS just jumps in with hookshot, then quick follow up from the rest of MP. But they need to make space for AUI.
Yeah, they pinged out this tree. VP, they know that this tree is actually hurting them a lot. The one that's next to that observer ward. They can't actually see into the Ancients with that ward.
The sentry doesn't reach over.
Yeah, but the observer ward doesn't see anything. It's really blind as to what's going on.
But he threw it down. Like the reason why they committed both the sentries is because when that obs was thrown down, Savage was right on top of the hero, so he's expecting the camp to be blocked. So they actually just soak up so much money through the sentry wards, and they don't get the D ward. Now hookshot over, nice catch, catching Solo out. Trying to go through that little bit of a choke point, but Clockwork right in the money. Eternal Envy in the neighborhood as well. And there's a lot of heroes down the bot lane for NP. You've got just the SD going solo against the SK, and I suppose that's the only hero that can stand in the lane against the SK.
Yeah, and Pasha is very aggressive as soon as he knows that there are heroes on the other side of the map.
He's already got
constantly
Blink.
skipping the creep wave, yep.
10.5 minutes Blink Dagger. TP's bottom lane can prep for the epicenter just as MP thought they were going to have the better fight here.
That was a well-placed Spirit.
Blink Burrow Strike catching out two from Pasha. Will it be enough at the moment with the Lucent Beam? They slow down AUI. MSS creates a lot of space with his cogs, allowing MP to TP out in the tree line. Can anyone get a catch? Lil needs vision. He doesn't get it. And the Stomp will help create even more space. Savage really on the money on that ET.
Yeah, he scouted out that Blink sinking or the TP even, which gave NP the heads up to dodge that fight, and that was definitely gonna go sour for them.
But they blink, they burrow, they're gonna go on Eternal Envy. They're thinking about a defensive disruption, but instead it's gonna be the Purge over on the SK. They take away all of his mana. The Sven's already down, AUI being exploded by the TA. They actually managed to avoid the hook shot, and now with the Burrow Strike and the Eclipse sitting around, they're all so low, Virtus Pro. All of them so down. Pasha blinks away. He'll dodge the last attack from the tower. The Spirit's looking for him, but they send up Savage. Pasha's still waiting. Ramses Novi wants to come back. The Spirit's making a re-entry back into Savage to give them the movement speed to get away, and Solo gets cold burned again. MSS in close, but Solo, now he's so low. 150 on him. They're getting away. Virtus Pro, they are the walking dead at the moment, but the dead are crushing NP.
Wow, so much skillful maneuvers that we saw coming out from VP right there. They just dodged everything. They dodged the hookshot, they dodged the flare, they dodged the Elder Titan Spirit, and any one of those would have spelled their demise had they connected. And
they chain the stuns perfectly too. They get away. Like that's one of those beautiful things just to watch later. And you're seeing now VP flexing their muscle. Like no one Mel strikes Envy, takes away 2/3 of his life in one attack.
yeah, he can't.
Yeah, let's watch it again. So Pasha is kind of stranded. He's got no mana to work with. They throw the split down. MSS misses the hook shot. That would have been the death of Solo right there.
And Lil and Ramses
That Eclipse
manning
does
up.
so much work.
All these sticks.
This blink. You can just see it slow motion, then boom. Straight away at the last second. Now we come back live and we'll see Pasha being initiated on. We left with Pasha's play. And we come straight back to it. He'll perch up on the SD. Caustic shouldn't be enough to pop him with a hook shot forward. Now it's actually the SK isolated, but he burrow strikes underneath the cogs. But AUI just sitting there farming up. He'll farm at SKUI's in the neighborhood. Efficiency maximized.
Pasha didn't think they were going for the kill there. And Ramsey's like, why aren't we going for the kill? And they just needed one more right click, I would say. And maybe perhaps expecting that the Caustic would finish him off. But raindrops make kills difficult. And now, VP, they can start eyeing some more tasty pickoffs with double Blink Dagger. Templar Assassin just 50 gold away. She has it right now. And Roche is at their disposal.
Or AUI, I don't know if he really wanted to do that. He just Quelling Bladed down an Observe Ward while under the cover of smoke. And the pings came out pretty quickly from Virtus Pro. But they lost that vision.
Got greedy.
Yep. He just wanted it. They're still stacking up the Ancients. But the rotation's coming down to bottom lane, and Ramses and Lil, like, obviously the warning bells flagged by taking out that Obs Ward. Lil and Ramses make a break for the tree line. Lil stays close enough where he would break the smoke on them, and now, in fact, yeah, AUI shows himself, and VP knows what's up.
It's a really difficult gank to make happen because of the Luna's night vision with Lunar Blessing. Like, if it pops, they can't see anyone. They have to drop a flare, drop a spirit, and that is more than enough time for VP to escape unless
this is
Solo
better. The Observer
walks
Ward.
right into them.
Yep, that was not what the Sir at all, but get the stuns down. AUI is even going to commit God Strength. They want this kill quickly. Solo's still hit. Walking away, they need more damage. It hit Spirit. Clock get close enough, so it's a double kill for Lil. Clock still hasn't managed to catch up to Solo, and now he's isolated. They're TPing back to the tier 2 tower. The cogs will drop down, but MSS is on the run. He's lost the rest of his entire team. But the first stun, the follow-up stun, Lil's got his control of cooldown in 1 second time, and there it is. He gives a double kill to no one. In fact, he ended up taking what? So Rubik got 2, TA got 2, and MP got scored. Maybe even Envy. He's not out of the woods yet. Lil's trying to scat him out. Shadow Poison.
Look at his items, though. He's going for the chicken kill, and he knows that it's on his way back.
Wait for it. Wait for it. He's going to kill that very cute dog, and he just Sonic Waves it. Committal. Blink up. Starts his TP. Underneath the tower, Lil doesn't have mana. So no mana for telekinesis. Couldn't catch him out anyway.
2 chick kills, 0 hero kills. Sad life for Envy. He's trying to get them back in the game economically. However,
and you can see how far he is behind no one.
The net worth, he's almost 3 times as rich.
Oh, no one. Nice hook shot. MSS, they needed this with the dust as well. No one fights his way out of the cogs. They need to finish the job, however. They have enough damage. The Templar Assassin will drop.
That's such a great kill.
That's the one kill of Eternal Envy, and it's the big one. 660 gold for it.
Yeah, and it's on the TA. And TA was just spiraling out of control. And her being like way more farmed than the Sven is a... It's really problematic because then the Warcry is just not going to be that effective in saving everyone from the melt. However, with that, we can pick up some more items. I'm not really sure what you go for as a Queen of Pain. Normally it's the Orchid if you're ahead, but now there's like a 4-staff on the Sand King. There's a Blink on Rubik. That's just not that easy for him to actually get picks with.
Is it worth him just going for something more like the Aghanim Scepter, like that lane tempo controller? Like go like Ags and Lincolns and then just wait for the late game where maybe you can get a Scythe? He's picking up a Oblivion Staff now, so it looks like he's going to lock himself into the Orchid.
Yeah, I'm just worried about him dying versus the TA very, very quickly.
Well, it's a good thing to worry about. Pasha slide-style blinks around Savage's Stomp. Well, Queen of Pain, Eternal Envy, still had that haste rune bolted up, so he triggers it and walks away. So the maneuver from VP doesn't end with a kill. Does start pushing MP back to their side of the river.
So that one kill was like almost a 2,000 gold swing in favor of NP. So something's looking up for them. Maybe if they get a team wipe close to the Roche pit, which they are defending so heavily, they can equalize this net worth. No one scouting things out for them. Lil smoke behind.
Yeah, he's looking to come in close. Gets very close to AUI, but loses the vision up the hill. But MP still got a lot of men on the ground around this point, and they're going to find SD sitting in the tree line. Well,
That's ugly.
that's a wilting rose. And now this opens up VP, where they may feel they got enough confidence to start on Roshan. They still have the issue of ET, Spirit into Stomp, and ET split is a real issue. Same with MSS's hookshot and consistent scouting with Rocket.
They have observer wards on the east side, though, inside the lane, so that they know that these two heroes are over there. They don't know their exact positioning, however, and they do have to beware of the hookshot. Maybe a hero might stand on the right side to block it.
That actually may even... Oh, kill by Radiant. Templar Assassin grabs the Aegis, and instantly no one blinks up looking for the kill. But already MP have fallen back.
So lost control of Rose. Ancients kind of slowly going the way of VP's control, wrested from NP's grasp, and I just don't see this Queen of Pain getting back into the game, though. Like, Queen of Pain is just too poor. Like, every time go in a team fight, you just have to be deathly afraid of TA just
Pasha found him
massacring
too.
you.
Blink is off cooldown at the moment, starts the epicenter, but Lil holds Queen of Pain in position. He buys as much of the second Oblivion staff as possible, but it's still a dead Envy.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to go for. Maybe, any of the items just sound like not that great. I was saying maybe Veil, but the problem is Sven does very little magic damage, and he's kind of like your other magic dealer. But then again, you have the ET, so maybe you can, and then your ult's pure, but you can use the armor from Veil.
You can at least see the mindset of Envy. Like, by picking up the Orchid, they're saying at least on our smokes, we gank, we move, and we fight. If we get one hero down, we create space instead of just saying, okay, let's just hold at our tier 3 towers and we just push them back with a Sonic Wave, or we push them back with the Spirit. That's the only way they actually hold VP at bay. But the only way they win is by killing VP time and time again on their big calls and playing catch-up.
And they need to survive the fights. That is my biggest concern for Envy. Like, he gets Stanking Stun, he dies. He gets Ogre Stun, he dies. He gets TML Strike, and let's say she has crit, she could probably die in one hit. Very close at this point. And I guess they have a Warcry. She needs to make sure that she gets a Warcry buff. Dire has used Scan, very... it's just not very unsurprising that VP are just perched at the Ancient.
Okay, no one's already counted Envy. He's completed Amanda style 20 minutes in.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're that far behind as TA, by the time you get Orchid, they'll have 4 stats, they'll have Yules, they'll have BKBs, Mantas, perhaps even a Lotus Orb. Like, any of these items will just render that Orchid useless, and then 4,000 gold into the Orchid is so much of her net worth right now.
Yeah.
Like, and
what's Cop offer after that point? Like, you sit there, it's like, well, okay, I Sonic Wave, but even if your timing is wrong, you can hit Refraction of Templar Assassin.
She can snipe chickens.
Two
chicken kills.
Yeah. Chicken Hunter.
That's a lot of gold, come on.
That's, or you kill Templar Assassin to get so much more. But right now, as MP, you have to be on the defense. They're still not TP'd back yet, so VP, they start their push. The Spirit Stomp again being available. This will slow down the attack, but it's definitely not going to stop it. I need to bring everyone is back. Watching AUI with that Blink Echo Saber of his.
They need to kill Luna, but Luna has a Hurricane Pike, so now anyone that gets 4-stepped can easily be saved by either the Luna or Pasha.
And the Spirit Stomp also missed on no one. They can't even catch him. They jump in, you Stormbolt to start over on the Templar Assassin, just blinks in, goes on AUI, Eternal Envy. He's not certain he wants this one. He got the Shadow Strike over on the Templar Assassin, so at least there's not that many defensive charges. But then Pasha! Oh, MSS! He gets disintegrated. The defensive disruption too. Is it going to be enough to actually get away? Pasha, Envy's jumping up for the kill, but the Yule Scepter up with the Eclipse. Ramsey kills off Eternal Envy again. Pasha on a beastic of life retreats out. The Clockwork brought back, but he also won't find his opening. and VP take the mid ranks, force buybacks, get kills, and lose nothing of value.
Did you see that blink dodge by Pasha? That was a melee range Stormbolt. He had very little time to react there, and he baited Envy to blink downhill, and that was his death. But Pasha, that's his second great blink dodge of the game.
Well, we get to see him. We'll start making a highlight clip again of all that stuff. And his maneuverability has been absolutely wonderful, but NP also fed the beast. They let Pasha have so much space on that lane. All right, so we're going to get to try out something really cool here. We're actually going to watch what Pasha was doing with this replay. So this is his perspective of that last fight.
And he gets Epi, Sand King just owns the clock. But at this point, oh, he got 4-staffed.
4-staff down.
Okay.
It was.
I thought it was a blink.
It was at least his own 4-star, but Ramses, like this Yule Scepter timing with the Eclipse, like Pasha made it feel like EE had a chance.
Yeah, if he's just a little bit too underarmed though. Like if he had a little bit more int, so his right clicks hit just a little bit harder, and had a little bit more spell damage from that intelligence, then like maybe he would have gotten that kill. But it's just unfortunate that it's a situation that Quap is in, that she is just really far behind. Like the experience grab is way worse than it. Actually, they're both
Yeah, the grabs are pretty high up.
There's no spinning that to make it sound good for NP.
NP have to climb a mountain at the moment. That's pretty much it. Raiding in a scan behind them, so VP just making sure there's no shenanigans from NP.
Yeah.
They do have the Orchid over on EE. So this is one upside. The downside is almost every single hero is a counter to the Orchid already.
And the hookshot, which they are kind of heavily relying on. MSS on the south side, maybe looking for a hookshot.
Solo is the scout. He doesn't want Solo. He can't kill Solo.
No.
And they know it. The only person they could potentially kill is Lil, but Lil's walking around with a Blink Dagger and a freaking Point Booster. He's almost completed an Aghanim Scepter.
I don't think they can kill Lil. I don't think they can kill anyone with it. 2 4-staffs. They have the butterfly.
They have to try. At least they get like a Luna to fight for their cause. That's one small upside.
This is a fight you know you're gonna lose if you hookshot in.
Yeah.
You know you're probably gonna get team wiped unless.
But he's gonna be the space creation, right? That's it.
No. The
AUI! He goes in, but the SD disruption, it went the same time as Sven initiated. Solo is at least isolated here, but with the 4-star and Burrow striking from Pasha, he caught Savage, he caught Rose, and MP are completely caught. Pasha will come in, that epicenter, it still wasn't even used, but no one does so much damage. The butterfly, AUI can't even hit it right now.